Hello, my name is Dr. Den Exter, and if you are just beginning your journey with the cello, then this video is for you. So today I want to talk to you about what I call the three-step method for learning new pieces on the cello. Playing the cello, or indeed any stringed instrument, is its own unique challenge. And this is partly because the movements that we are performing in our left arm and hand are substantially different from the movements that we perform in our right arm and hand. And not only are these movements substantially different, but they're also very subtle, they're specific, and eventually refined as well. Now, after you have been playing for a while, you'll notice that these movements start to become second nature. But until you get to that point, there's a lot of conscious thought that needs to go into everything that you're doing, because after all, this is probably the first time that you've ever attempted these kinds of specific movements on the cello. Now, the human brain, fun fact, can only process one thought at a time. And so with all this thinking going on when we're first learning the cello, it becomes especially important that we compartmentalize our learning of different skills. Otherwise, we run the risk of overwhelming our conscious brain. So, the three-step method is intended to assist with just that. So, the first step of the three-step method involves just your left hand fingers, and you're going to be playing pizzicato with your right hand. So you're going to set down your bow somewhere safe, and then you're ready to go. So I'm going to do an example from Suzuki Book 1, The Happy Farmer. Just like that. And you want to make sure that you're using all that good left hand technique that you've been taught in your lessons, and observing the correct rhythm and all those good things. Once you feel really comfortable with step 1, you'll be ready to move on to step 2. So for step 2, we'll take the bow, and this time, as we want to focus just on the bow, we're not going to be using our left hand at all. So we'll just set it maybe right here. And so here we go. Something like that. So you want to make sure that you're observing the right rhythm and that you're using any slurs or other articulation markings that you plan to use in your final product, and then that you're doing your up bows and your down bows in the right places, and of course playing on the right strings. So it's a lot more challenging than you might think, this step. Now step 3, it's important not to skip right to step 3. A lot of students will want to do that, but it won't pay off if you do the first 2 first. Step 3 is combining steps 1 and 2. I do recommend that you do this in small chunks of music. You don't need to try and play your whole piece right off. So here's that little excerpt from The Happy Farmer one more time. you are wondering whether you still need to employ the three-step method in your practice, a good way to find this out is if you attempt to go right to step 3 in a new piece, and if it goes really well and you feel that you're playing very fluently, then you probably are good to go right to step 3 in that case. However, if you do find that you are hesitating a lot, that maybe you're stopping and starting and you feel like you need to keep going back to the beginning or something like this, then this is a good indication that you need to give yourself the chance to compartmentalize your learning of skills a little bit more, and that your brain just cannot keep up with what you're asking it to do. So I highly recommend this three-step method in that case. So I hope you have found this video helpful, and thank you for watching.